It's easy to jump on the bandwagon and say, Fury lost. It was a robbery. Ngannou won. All right, all you boxing loons, it's ring rap raps. I've had a week or just under a week to let the dust settle on the mega event, which was Fury and Ngannou. Okay, there's been a lot said. Experts, pundits, YouTubers, ex-fighters, bandwagon jumpers, casuals, hardcores. That's why I left it a week. Just to see what everyone else had to say and see where the barometer was from fantasy to common sense. Let me tell you what Francis Ngannou won. He won more rounds than we expected him to. He won the moral victory. He won the support of the casual masses. He won the hearts of his UFC beloved diehards. Even if they were aggrieved that he'd left and crossed over to boxing, he won them back again. He also consolidated more fans and won X amount of Fury haters, of which there are many out there, weirdly. He didn't win the fight. Teddy Atlas said it best. He was there, but he rescored it before putting up his podcast 2 days ago. He said he was in a cold, sterile vacuum. A lot of boxing experts rewatch fights back with no sound, so they're not swayed by the oohs and the ahs and the screams. A bit like how rabid football fans go mad when a penalty's not given at the home end in their ground. Ngannou didn't win. Ngannou didn't win. He looked great. He knocked down the lineal heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury. That in itself is a victory, a badge of honor, if you will. Once we peel back a few layers, and I'm just a boxing enthusiast, I love the game. I love the spirit, the heart, the desire, the grit, the blood, sweat, and tears of boxing. More so than most other sports. MMA notwithstanding, I'm not into MMA at this time because I just haven't got the time to learn and be nerdy about all the different disciplines. I understand what the disciplines are, but let's just say I'm a boxing fan. I know what I'm looking at. I used to be a boxing casual 10 years ago, when I would blindly just want my fighter to win at all costs, like most fans with most team or individual sports. Fury nicked it. Floyd Mayweather-esque, he nicked it. He done enough to win. Skills pay the bills, sweet science, all of that. But that doesn't work in heavyweight boxing. Why not? Because it's heavyweight boxing, it's the marquee division. You need knockouts. Back to Teddy Atlas. He gave Ngannou round 3, obviously, 10-8 round, he puts Fury down. After Fury greedily trying to go for a double 1-2, almost Muhammad Ali-esque. Fury's been compared to Ali numerous times in his career, at least not by Emmanuel Stewart, the late, great Manny Stewart, who is considered one of the top 5 all-time trainers, whose nephew, Sugar Hill Stewart, now trains Fury. He compared Tyson to Muhammad, saying that he was probably the best talker in the heavyweight game since Muhammad Ali.
Ali, Tyson Fury, Preston St. Muhammad, those are the best talkers ever.
Even that comparison alone, let alone boxing skills or prowess or legacy, is something to hold in revere. So Teddy gave him round 3. I think everyone gave him round 3. He also gave him round 8. And there was one other round, I believe 7 or 9, which he couldn't split, so he called it a 10-10 round. This isn't the Teddy Atlas podcast. I'm just using him as a standard bearer because he's quite respected for being impartial, albeit very opinionated at times. Simon Jordan said that it was an embarrassment for boxing. And you'd have to agree partly. It was a letdown, I would say, from the lineal heavyweight champ, albeit this being an exhibition in Saudi for truckloads of money. I think it was a letdown. Fury let himself down. He let boxing down, and he let the masses of casuals who are now on board. No thanks, even more so to his Netflix series, The Furies, which is doing massive, massive, massive numbers. So, pundits, experts. Lennox Lewis, the last undisputed lineal champ, also happens to be British. He had Tyson winning. Now, you say, of course he would. Why, of course he would. If Fury had got put down one more time, then we'd have had a problem. We being the boxing community. It didn't put Fury in the best light. His brother Shane, shout out to Boxing King Media, great interviews out there last week. Salute, brother. Shout out to Shane, talking of brothers. A very honest, humble, and realistic brother. The kind of guy that any person in life, let alone a largely bipolar, tendencies for depression, lineal heavyweight champ could do within his camp. Because John Fury's a lunatic, he's a liability, he's somewhat of a court jester. So is Tyson Fury himself. But Shane runs a tight ship. And Shane alluded to something that a friend of mine who is also works alongside Sugar Hill, won't name any names at this point, but when I was in America for the Hitchens Zepeda Conor Ben Orozco card in Orlando 6 weeks ago, before I came back to England, I was in Miami, and said friend called Sugar Hill, and that was his first week with Tyson, because he'd left Miami to go to Morecambe, because a lot of people had assumed that Sugar wasn't training Tyson, or because he hadn't been, but he was. But he was only there that week, and that was fight week of the 23rd of September. We're now the 3rd of November. It was a quick turnaround. Fury only had, as Shane confirmed, he only had Sugar for 4 or 5 weeks. And even if he had him for 5 or 6 weeks, you can basically write off the last 8 or 9 days, because as soon as he got to Saudi, oh boy, the show started. The production started as soon as Fury stepped on the plane, let alone stepped off the plane. Media outlets were bombarding, rightly so, because you want the access and the content, but bombarding Tyson, Shane, Big John, anyone with a Fury name. He was doing so much media work, tons of interviews, commitments, Saudi dinners, grand royal plush, His Excellency hosted dinners. But it was too much. A bit like Mick said to Rocky, you became civilized. The worst thing that could happen to a fighter. And although many people would say it's a stretch to call Tyson Fury civilized, tongue in cheek, it's not only 1 or 2 people saying that he might not have been switched on. He ticked the box, he trained, he lost the weight, check. He tuned up his skills, check. He showed his opponent respect, check, check, check. But on the night, in the fight, was he there? Deep down, subconsciously. Did he take it as serious as Wilder? No way. He didn't. I know that. You know that. Teddy Atlas knows that. Billy Joe Saunders knows that. Sugar Hill knows that. Shane Fury knows that. Usyk was there in the crowd. Heart in his mouth a few times, thinking, jeez. The mega fight's on the line here. It's in jeopardy. The undisputed for all the marbles. All the dirhams was on the line. And the date that was promised, December 23rd, that was locked in. Don't look like it's locked in now. Okay, Fury got a black eye. And he had a rushed camp. He lost a lot of weight. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, right? All the boxing cliches ring true. Heavyweight boxing. Fury is used to being the bigger man. There are a few exceptions in the modern super heavyweight division since the days of Lennox Lewis. AJ, big guy, can walk around at 250, 260. Some people say he's too big at that weight. Zhang, 270s, 280s. Andy Ruiz, 260s, 270s, and when he's overweight, nearly 300 pounds. Fury has been bobbing around between 260s to 280s. One of the fights against Schwartz or Volin, he came in too heavy. He lost a lot of weight before the fight. And he wasn't much bigger, or at least heavier, than Francis Ngannou on fight night. He definitely wasn't stronger than Francis. He was longer. Naturally, he's got the longest arms in the game. But he wasn't stronger. That was an issue. Because when Francis clinched, he done some MMA grappling / jiu-jitsu techniques. Plus, he was good on the inside. He was vicious. He was quick. And he did most of his good work on the inside or at mid-range. Fury is always going to dominate on the outside because he's long, because he's a master boxer, because he's Tyson Fury. Twitchy, elusive, awkward, herky-jerky. Say what you want. Fury won, but he nicked it. Two things we learned after that. One, Ngannou's decent, if not surprisingly competent as a boxer. He's a big unit. He's a fighter. He's athletic. He's explosive. And he's powerful. He's got a chin. Personally, if Fury hadn't been flawed in round 3, I think he would have had more confidence to press the issue and probably could have got Francis TKO'd out of there round 7, 8, 9. There was one of the middle rounds where Francis looked like he was breathing heavy because he chased Fury around a little bit. He soon stopped that. Just like Fury didn't engage anymore after being dropped. That's where we kind of got caught between a rock and a hard place. Ngannou not wanting to force the action and Fury reluctant to engage in the action. So it kind of cancelled itself out to a nothingness in the last half of the fight, which enabled Fury to steal the rounds. That doesn't mean he got benefited or gifted a robbery. No, it just means he nicked the rounds. It's a term of phrase. Fury's going to fight Usyk next year. January, February or March. Latest March, because that's when Riyadh season ends. Ngannou, the surprise is out now. We know you can box. We know you can stand up. We don't know how many rounds you can withstand with someone that didn't get put down and who's putting it on you. Because Fury started to put it on you rounds 1 and 2 and the halfway through round 3. So we don't know. We know you got a rock solid chin. We know you can bang. So we know that. We also know that Fury was distracted. Just had another kid, 7 kids. I've got 2 and it's a handful. 7, newborn just before this camp, like the other time with Wilder, newborn that time. It's a lot. Netflix series to promote, it's a lot. Yeah, his missus in the back of his head telling him she don't want him to fight no more. It's a distraction. His brother fighting in Misfits and he turns up on fight night 2 weeks before in Manchester. Distraction. His dad clowning around on every social media platform, headbutting perspex against KSI, distraction. Sugar Hill only being available for the last 4 or 5 weeks of the camp, not ideal. Say all of that to say this. Fury will be different against Usyk. Fury always has an A-star performance against Klitschko or Wilder, and then C or D performances against Otto Volin, Derek Chisora, round 3, and Ngannou. Let's see if the turbulent, bipolar career of Tyson Fury continues. That was my 2 pence. I'm new at this. I'm going to start cracking on with this now at least once a week. So keep your eyes open. Hit me up on Instagram. I'm pretty notorious on there. RINGWRAPS1. You get all your funny reaction videos on there. And watch out for the shorts. The YouTube shorts are going to be coming. I'll be doing this to camera content, as well as getting to as many of the fights live as I can, as always. But anyway, thank you for joining me on this journey. That was my 2 cents on Fury and Ngannou, the circus, the show, the mega event. Anyway, ring, rap, raps.
Ring, rap, raps.
Ring raps.